To plot a cumulative frequency graph, we need to use the highest numbers in each interval. We call these the upper bounds, so we could put them in their own column, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. We now need the cumulative frequency. This involves adding up the frequencies as we move up through the pay. So we have 4, and then we add on the next 11, which gives us a running total of 15. Then we add on the next 20, so we have 35. Another 9, that's 44. And finally the 6, which gives us the total 50, which matches up with the number of workers we've been told. So these are the values we now use to plot the cumulative frequency graph. So our first coordinate is 10 against 4. We can join up the points with a curve or with straight lines. Our second point is 15, 15. Our third point is 20 against 35. We move on to 25 against 44. And finally, 30 against 50. So we now have our cumulative frequency curve. Moving on to part B, we're being asked to find the median. The median is found halfway through the workers. So we have 50 workers, so we halve that number. So we go to 25 on the cumulative frequency axis, and we move across to our graph, and then we read down, and this will give us our median value, which is round about £17.50. We now move on to the interquartile range. This involves finding a lower quartile and an upper quartile. The lower quartile is a quarter of the way through the 50 workers, a quarter of 50, so half it is 25, half it again is 12.5. So we go on the cumulative frequency axis to 12.5, go across to our curve and down, and it gives us a lower quartile value of around 14. We now need the upper quartile. The upper quartile is 3/4 of the way along the workers. So we've got 25 for halfway and 12.5 for a quarter way. Add them together. So 3/4 of the way will be 37.5. So we find 37.5 on the cumulative frequency axis. And then we read down to find the pay of that worker, and we'll find that that is round about 22. So the upper quartile is £22. So the interquartile range is the upper quartile subtract the lower quartile, which is 22 subtract 14, giving us an answer of £8. And moving on to part D, why might the interquartile range be better to use than the range? And the important fact is that the interquartile range goes from the quarter way to the 3/4 way. So the interquartile range is the range of the middle half of the data set. And this means it doesn't include any extreme values, so it ignores possible outliers.